Hello everyone, and welcome back. I will just turn down the Heavens of Azeroth music here by Everness. Should probably be a better balance of sound there. But do let me know if the sound's a bit messed up in terms of balance. I'm still working out the kinks in that department. Turn game music off, but we'll keep the sound here. And jump back into Battle for Azeroth. And hello Loftus in chat. Sadly, I have not got beta, but that's okay. I'm not too upset. Well, I am actually. I'm really cut up about it. There's nothing I can do about it, so oh well. You know, it is what it is, I suppose. I was looking for a hair bubble. I don't seem to have it on me. Oh well, that's fine. I just got out of the shower, so my hair's still a bit wet, but that's fine. In fact, I'm going to keep the BFA music on. How about that? Because I've not really listened to enough BFA music of late. And I will switch off this background. Right. So hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. I am on day 3 of my streaming everyday plan. Trying a bit of a later time than yesterday and an earlier time than the first day. So we'll see how the figures do in terms of people tuning in. But then I'm not really too presumptive on that sort of thing. Oh. Some random crane is just attacking the guard around here. I'll be helpful. I'll help them out. You know, being a paladin and all that, I'm meant to be a good guy. But yes, I didn't get into the beta, but to be honest, I don't know how I could have, because Blizzard don't really know who I am, I'm sure. And even if they did know who I am, how would they even know which account was mine? But I do have some snacks. Got some tea here. The very last of I think it was an oolong tea that I had. This was the proper dregs of the pot, and very, very, very strong. So I don't know if this is even going to be drinkable, but oh, is this even on camera? Oh. Where's my webcam pointing? Oh wait, I can barely see it. Yes. Yes. We're in shot. We got the money shot. So a cup of tea for the stream, because honestly, I've not been doing much of the tea drinking recently, despite it being a bit of a meme on the channel that I drink tea. I haven't really done much recently, so yeah, I'm trying to get back on the tea train, because I think drinking too much coffee sends me a bit crazy. And also it's not great for my, not great for my, my gut, doesn't really enjoy having loads and loads of tea, or rather coffee. It's quite acidic. Alright, I'm getting my window set up over here. By the way, those of you who are watching on YouTube, if there are any, please consider going over to Twitch, because, oh shit, I just messed up my stream a bit there. Alright, yeah, please consider going over to Twitch, because I'm trying to beef up the figures on that front. Anyway. What we're doing today is continuation of what we've been doing over the previous couple of streams, just leveling in BFA, getting this character up so that we might be able to enjoy some 8.2 content. And I know it's strange coming from someone who's a devout classic WoW enthusiast, going and playing BFA, but needs must. I don't really have any other options available to me. Oop, I'm going the wrong way. But to be honest, BFA, especially the leveling experience, is a fine expansion. I am impressed with it. It's just that they put some systems into the game that aren't really too great, to be honest, are they? Now, I'm also wondering when the best time to do streams is, because it must be said, I did a stream on Sunday, rather late in the day for me, more American Central Time, I suppose, more American friendly time, and it did much better than my streams since then. So, I don't know. If there is anyone watching right now, I'd be interested to see what your opinions would be regarding, when's the best time to stream. And it's a weird thing that I've been playing around with in my head, because I think we've got Taliesin streaming at the moment, but last time I was streaming, Nixian was streaming. There's always going to be a big streamer on whenever I try and stream. Hello, Derek Hills. What's up, my dude? I've got someone in Twitch. That is awesome. Hello, you're very welcome in the chat there. I'm glad to see you, man. But yeah, there's always going to be someone who's really big streaming when I am. So it's hard not to get a little bit demoralized and think, oh gosh, how am I ever going to compete? Just little old me. Especially not having access to the beta. It's easy to get discouraged, because the appetite is for watching people play classic WoW, and I've built my entire presence on YouTube, and soon to be Twitch, I hope, doing classic WoW content, and more specifically all the music stuff, but doing the music of classic WoW. And you've got all these people who don't really care about classic, to be honest. Lofty22 says he's from the US and this time works for him. Whereabouts in the US? Are you East Coast, I would imagine, right? Or maybe it's in the morning on the West Coast? But anyway, yeah, it's just a little bit frustrating to me to have all these people that are generally retail streamers having access to the classic beta and not really, like, they don't plan to stick around too long. They're just doing it for, well, because it's the thing du jour. That everyone's streaming it. I mean, literally everybody is streaming classic. I'm probably one of like a handful of people that's currently streaming retail. I mean, let's have a look. Let's have a look on Twitch here. What is happening in the World of Warcraft? Oh, sorry, it's playing music on you there. Okay, yeah, let's look at the World of Warcraft rankings here. This person, Russian, they're playing BFA by the looks of it. That's an exception. Seems to be classic so far. Looks... Is that classic? I can't tell if that's classic or not, but the vast majority... Taliesin was going to be playing. I was watching his stream briefly. He was trying to play classic, and then he couldn't get in the logging servers, so almost everyone is playing classic, basically. And the last time I checked, it was literally everyone except some random Koreans. And yet, here we are, classic audience, classic streamer, playing BFA. Anyway, I try not to be too salty about that. But, oh, I got a follow from Lofty. Thank you very much, my friend. Yeah, and anyone who is watching on YouTube, thank you very much for watching on YouTube. If you have a Twitch, please do open in there as well if you can, because I'm trying to get the affiliate status on Twitch, so I can unlock some benefits for the channel and, you know, VIP stuff, all of that. But in order to do that, I need to stream for 7 days in a row, which that's my plan. I'm on day 3 now, or day 2. I think day 3. I'm on day 3 now. But we need at least 3 people average audience during that time. So hopefully we can do that. We're currently above that limit, but it's kind of slowly falling down a bit, so help a brother out. Lofty said that he's only watching Mad Season's classic streams. Mad Season Show is a really interesting chap. I've never spoken to him. He seems very shy, apparently. Obviously, I'm not the biggest streamer in the world, or rather, content creator in the world, so most people won't really... It's hard for me to get in touch with someone, you know. I'd love to get in touch with Nixium. He actually subscribes to my channel, believe it or not. But yeah, I'm still definitely in this too small to be noticed and too small to get in contact with most people tier. But that's fine. That'll change over time. But Mad Season, yeah, I'd love to have him on a podcast and chat about stuff with him. He seems a really sweet guy. So I imagine his streams are really cozy, actually, really comfy. He's got a very warm personality, I imagine. I haven't actually caught any of his streams live though. But Derek Hill says he's from Texas. Hello, Lone Star State. It's weird thinking someone in Texas watching my stream. That's really bizarre. Texas seems like this larger than life place. I mean, it's literally huge, I know that, but I mean just larger than life in terms of, I don't know, just the way things work out there. You guys have a very different lifestyle to how we do it over in Britain. Then again, I'm not necessarily a fan of Britain all that much at the moment because, well, I'm looking forward to moving to Norway next month. I'll just keep it to that. NJRY with the follow. Thank you, my dude. Watching from Kentucky. Nice. That Kentucky. You've got a Kentucky Derby. Is that NASCAR? I know that happens in your state. And I know you've got some good food. And in fact, holy shit, I'm now hungry. I would love some proper Texan barbecue, Kentucky... Like, I've never actually... Oh, I tell a lie. I've been to KFC once, okay? And I know it probably is insulting to associate Kentucky with just fried chicken. So my apology. It was alright, the KFC. But, and I was forced to go. Like, I didn't actually want to go, but my friend at the time said, no, we're going to KFC. It was at horse racing. Sorry, I thought Kentucky Derby was NASCAR. My bad. Sorry, dude. That's embarrassing. But I don't know. I want to try some proper Americana, you know, soul food. Like go to New Orleans and see Cajun food. I don't really know what Cajun food is, but it seems really cool. Like apparently it's great. I definitely want to try it. I've got a follow from Lapex as well. Thank you guys for all the attention. This is really cool. I will try not to neglect the YouTube chat for anyone who is there, but please do consider hopping over to Twitch. I would be very much appreciated. So yeah, New Orleans is great, says NJRY. But I've heard Louisiana's a bit of a scary place in terms of, you know, crime rates and all of that. But I certainly would love to try Cajun cooking, because the spices, you can get Cajun spice blends in the supermarkets here sometimes, and it smells great. And jambalaya, I think something they do there. But, you know, we get a lot of chicken shops in the UK. I don't know if you know that, but there's a fucking lot of chicken shops. You know, KFC rip-offs, that sort of thing. Now, I don't really eat fast food, basically ever. But I would actually really like to try proper American, you know, southern fried chicken the proper way it should be, because I bet that's actually really good. And I bet that what we have over here is a pale imitation, you know? Great live music down Bourbon Street. That's cool, Bourbon Street. Like, it's weird to think of a French-inspired place in America, but, you know, the Louisiana Purchase, a lot of America was French at one time. But, you know, the House of Bourbon was the royal family of, you know, of the French Empire. And, yeah, I guess Louisiana must be a strange place with the French influence. It's not something you really think about as a non-American, that there are so many cultures that went into creating what we now think of as America. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to be talking about Louisiana cuisine on the stream, but now I'm even hungrier than I already was. Because my fiancée is making some dinner when she gets back from the shops. We're having Norwegian delicacy called klubb, or something like that. However, every region calls it a different thing. It's basically like dumplings. So, I mean, I'm not an expert on making this, but you get these really big sausages, dampepølse. I don't know what it translates to. Pølse I know is Norwegian for sausage, but you get these big steamed sausages, and then bacon, and these dumplings, and sour cream, and you can put sugar on the sour cream too. It's just a really interesting salty, fatty, sweet dish. Really good. I like having it for my birthday, but apparently today's a special day as well. Yeah, my fiance's Norwegian, Apex. That's why we're moving there next month. Our NJRY says, one of the few places in America with such a large French influence, beyond New England areas close to Canada. Oh yeah, I forgot about that as well. Like, New England, Vermont literally means green mountain in French. So, yeah, I guess that must have a pretty big French influence too. Despite being in New England, you know, France and England are hardly very similar, are they? But this tea is actually quite good. I was worried it'd be really overbrewed, but I didn't put it in for very long, so that's good. And so, you know, when you get to the bottom of a box of loose leaf tea, and it's all the little crumbly, dusty bits, and you think, oh, that's going to make a death shot. It's just going to be so strong. I don't really know where I'm going here. There's an objective. I need to get to the Awakened Guardian. Oh shit, am I turned into a bloody skeleton now? Oh gosh. Increasing my damage taken. Well, that's always great, isn't it? Thankfully, it's only short term. In Classic, that would be like a 10-minute debuff, let's be honest. Okay, we can take this guy. He's not even paying attention to me. He's killing Officer Redfen. Alright. Give all the DPS. Come on. Kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. Yeah, lol, 10-minute curses. Yup, exactly. I think it's obviously annoying to have super inconvenient 10-minute curses like that, but it's also really lame in retail here just to get like a 15-second curse. You think, oh, well, that sucks, except it is really not a problem at all. That's completely fine. I'll deal with that, no problem. So I need to free 7 cursed raiders. Is there anywhere for me to go down there? I don't want to aggro those guys for no reason. No, I don't think there's a cause to go down there, so... Can I talk to him? Nope. Right, I'll drop down. I haven't seen any... Oh shit, I jumped on one of those cursed things again. I haven't seen any cursed sailors though, have you? Or cursed raiders, rather. Protect Archaeologist Firebreaker. Okay, we got some sort of protection defense mission. Fair enough. NJRY says I'd trade a drive... I would trade a drive-by Fortitude buff for a drive-by Dispel most of the time. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I didn't even think about that. Because I've been trying not to play Classic on private servers for a while now. For many, many months, actually. So I'm fairly far removed from Classic. It's been a while since I really played full-time on Classic. Really since last summer, to be honest. Because I wanted to keep myself fresh for when the game's really out. However, I literally am going to have to wait until the game is out before I get to play. I have no expectation of getting beta access before they actually release the game. Which sucks, but oh well. You know, we soldier on. Oh shit! Loftus! Oh my god. Right, okay, I'm sorry guys. Loftus said lots of lag in Twitch. I switched back over here. Sorry, okay. I forgot to turn my Twitch quality settings down. I can't do that in the middle of a live stream because because I need to stop the live stream to change the quality settings. So no worries watching on YouTube. That's absolutely fine. I will make on a post-it note here. I will write a post-it note for myself to change my settings because that's one of the reasons I want to get the affiliate thing on Twitch. One of the reasons I want to get the channel qualified for that. Because I think that is when you can actually have multiple quality settings for your viewers. So people were trying to watch on mobile yesterday, and they weren't really able to watch because of how laggy Twitch is on mobile. And I'm recording in 1440p, streaming it in 1080p, because this screen's 1440p, streaming it to everyone in 1080p, but the people who had, you know, oh, right, that's the Curse Raiders. I need to use an item on them. Right, thank you. I didn't realise that. But yeah, people who are watching on mobile couldn't turn down the quality of the stream because Twitch reserves the ability to change the quality for people who are already affiliates for some reason. Like, I thought that was a really bizarre thing that they did because, like, it's hardly like, I don't know, like on YouTube. Imagine if they said to people on YouTube, sorry, you can only watch a video in a lower quality if the channel is already partnered, you know? Something like that. It's very strange. I don't understand why they do that. You don't even need to kill these guys to be able to do that. Oh, okay. Easy mode. Right, well, I'll just need 2 of those, and then quest done. However, if you guys in Twitch chat are having a real big problem with lag, I can just stop the stream and restart it again. If it's worth doing, then let me know and I'll do it. But it's nice to see so many people. I mean, about 1/10 of the amount of people that old Taliesin has, but that is not to be, not anything surprising. It's only my 3rd day, so I think I'm doing fine. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a nice time. If I've got a bunch of Americans in the chat, do let me know how you're doing. I guess it's rather middle of the day for you, so if you're at work, I hope you're having a good time. I'm just going to go get that pen so I can make a note. Okay. Twitch. Oh, no ink. Yeah, Twitch. 720p. Output. Okay. I've put that on my volume controls, so I'll definitely see it. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, Lapex NJRY said, looks good on my end, and I'm watching Twitch on my phone. Quality is great and no lag. Well, yeah, I guess the problem is everyone's got different internet, haven't they? So I imagine if you have 5G, you can probably do it no problem. But I don't know. Is 5G really going to be the end of the world? There's been a lot of talk about 5G giving people cancer and scary stuff like that. I have not looked into it because it also it makes me think about people who are, you know, real conspiracy theorist types and spooky stuff like that. So I'm a little bit instinctively doubtful of the claims about 5G, but I don't know. What do you think? I've really not heard many arguments about it. Oh, still freezing up periodically. I'm on home Wi-Fi using an iPad. Maybe that's why, Lofty. Well, I don't know, guys. Stick a 1 in the chat if it's worth me restarting the stream for Twitch, and then 2 if you think I should just keep going. because I don't want to give you guys a jumpy experience, and it's hardly good for the stream either if that's the case. So yeah, I guess one for restart stream, 2 for keep it going, and I will do whatever the prevailing wisdom recommends. And I'm looking for this Chartusk boar. It wasn't on the top of the mountain when I looked before, so I'm gonna go around the side and see if there's any little hidey holes that he might be in. This looks like a hidey hole. Yes, there he is. See, that's a professional gamer right there. I'm not a professional gamer, I'm actually really bad at video games. You should have seen me playing Overwatch today. Holy crap. Like, I can play Overwatch on stream if you want. I was doing some qualifier matches, you know, like trying to find your rating on competitive. I haven't played in months. I mean, literally, maybe over a year. So there's been a bunch of heroes introduced to the game that I don't recognize. I've been playing with some of them, but I'm pretty awful. But I think my teams were even more awful than me. So I've lost all but one of my calibration matches. I haven't done all of them yet, but it's been pretty painful. And I basically thought that I should never really stream FPS because I'm so bad at the game. I don't know how people are good at FPS. It's so difficult. Well, I suppose I'm just not used to it. It's a very different skill to be able to shoot people accurately and track their movements and calculate projectiles. But I don't know, maybe I've got the wrong mouse setup because I've got a very small, not trackpad, mouse mat. All the professional FPS players I see have got really big ones, and they're moving their arms wildly, like really long distances, and I'm just doing tiny movements. So yeah, I'm not really the best FPS player in the world, but oh well. I do like Overwatch. I'm trying to get back into it again because I like oh, I don't need to repair my bloody battle pets. I thought, oh, these are the quest givers. Battle pets? Who uses battle pets? Okay. And I'm not reading the quest text, I'm sorry. I'm just leveling up this guy. So, maybe I should read quest text? Tell me if I should. But, I'm planning to read a bit of quest text in Classic. But, my preference towards reading quest text for quests I've already done in retail is rather low. It's going to be interesting though, because I've decided to do a lot of streaming, you know, as much as I can really, whilst also being able to get ready to get married and, you know, do all the preparation for that, and then also do preparation for moving house, you know, moving country literally a week after getting married. It's going to be a busy time. But I also want to be able to have enough time to keep working on my Scorecraft videos for the main channel, and maybe even some discussion videos here and there. If anyone, you know, inspires a topic in my head that I could do a discussion video on, definitely still do that. And podcasts, those two. However, around all of those commitments, I want to do as much streaming as I can, despite the fact that I can't stream what I want to stream. So, I just think how cool it would be when we actually do get beta access. That will be a good day indeed. And probably, oh, okay, there he is. Probably really help the stream just in terms of viewer base, because as much as it's great having people watch. Oh, sorry, Loftus. He's just he's in chat all by his own on YouTube. I'm sorry, dude. I feel guilty now. I can still see you though. You've got a whole chat window all to yourself. But yeah, as much as it's amazing to have you... What? Running to safety? What the fuck? Running away to safety? What is this? Is this some sort of RPG game? Anyway, as much as it's nice having people watch the channel, I sort of don't understand it in some ways, because if you are a Classic fan, which I am, wouldn't you prefer to watch Classic streamer? So I'm at this like massive disadvantage because I can't compete with that. I just simply can't. And there's lots of people I know who are in that boat, and I guess we're getting a little bit fed up with Classic with Blizzard, because it is heavy favoritism towards, you know, the usual suspects, and not without without reason. Like, obviously they've earned their place in some way. They've proven to Blizzard that they are worthwhile to have them promote their game. No salt there, but it does sting to all the people who are, you know, too insignificant to be noticed and to be given beta access. Because, well, I think I'm most salty because I've just decided now, because I've finally become unemployed, in a good way. I've just quit my job because moving country and all that. I've just decided to do that now, and it's also coincided with a time where, you know, people are very much interested in stuff that I can't stream. Because if I started doing streams all the time, you know, every day streaming, before the servers came out, before Blizzard started doing the beta server stuff, I'd probably have a much higher chance of getting bigger audience, because nowadays I'm just competing against people who are able to do something I can't. So if there is anything that you guys would like to see from me, because I imagine BFA is, despite it being pretty good, and certainly the leveling content way better than a lot of aspects of BFA. The parts of BFA that people don't like, I think leveling isn't part of that. Because, you know, the zones that we're in, very beautiful. It's very nice. But if there's anything I can do content-wise that would be more entertaining, then do let me know. Because it's not like I relish the idea of streaming BFA. But anyway, I'll be going climbing later this evening. Do any of you do rock climbing? I highly recommend it. It is really good for you, and it's like a whole body exercise. So it's quite like a satisfying feeling when you tire yourself out doing climbing, because your whole body is messed up rather than just your legs or just your arms if you're doing weights. NJRY says, thoughts on ambience in BFA zones and music. Well, perhaps I should turn that up a bit. Well, generally speaking, my opinion on the ambience is really impressive. Like, the sound design in BFA is really good, but I guess ambience isn't really my main thing. The music is something I'm most interested in, and I think it's a step up from Legion. Definitely a big step up, because in Legion I thought the music was at some points really very annoying. Mainly I'm just thinking about Azuna. Azuna I thought was extremely annoying. There was just this one motif that kept repeating, and it got stuck in my head in a really unpleasant way. However, there was really good music in Legion as well. In fact, there was some music that references a place called Shalandris Isle. Now, does anyone know what Shalandris Isle is? Because it's a reference that the main theme of Legion in terms of Suramar and all of that, and it was even in Azuna as well, the main theme there that symbolises the Nightborn, whatever they're called, that is not an original theme. That is actually referencing a previous bit of music from the game. So I've written a bit of a script. I need to dig it out. I wrote it on paper like literally over a year ago now, about that. And I don't know. Does anyone have an idea where that might be referenced? Because it's so obscure. It's really. I think it's only in one place in the whole game, and it's a very small island on the side of one of the less frequented leveling zones from one of the expansions. I don't want to be any more specific than that, because I want to see if any of you can guess where I'm talking about. Also, tell me if the music's a bit loud now, because I turned it up. Okay, NJRY says he remembers looking into it, but he can't remember. Do I just heal this and it gets activated? No. Oh wait, a sufficiently equipped enchanter may be able to restore it to its former glory. Okay, cool. That's really cool. Please do more stuff like this for the professionals, Blizzard. Just wish I was an enchanter now. Yeah, so NJRY looked into this, but he can't remember much of what he researched. He asked whether it's a theme from the Sunwell patch in TBC. Honestly, I can't remember. It definitely did come in TBC, but it was already in before the Sunwell patch. Loftus says, did you participate in the stress test for Classic? I didn't do that. It was so nice to at least... Oh, he did do that. It was so nice to get at least a peek at the game. Now, I didn't actually, no. I did record a bit of footage in the morning after when the servers were still up. The evening after when the servers were still up and I got back from work. Just for some background for a Scorecraft video on the login screen, which I'm working on. Should be the next episode coming out. I don't know if I'll use any of that footage, but... because I didn't even log into the game, I just did a bit of character creation and that's it. Because, well, I thought... I didn't want to make myself sad, oh, look, I get to make a character on the real Blizzard Classic server for like a few hours and then it's going to be deleted, because I had to go to bed when they actually launched the stress test and people did most of the stress testing. I was in bed because I had to get up really early for work, like, before 6. And by the time I woke up, like, I went to bed basically when it was open, the stress test, and by the time I was awake again to go to work, people still were having troubles logging in. So
I must get closer.
it was not really for me. Oh, sorry, Blackbird. Yeah, I remember you from yesterday, my dude. Twitch was too laggy for you then. It is now. I have made a note for myself on Post-it note. I'm kind of forgetful, a bit scatterbrained, so I forgot to... I did all sorts of things pre-stream to get it set up, and I didn't remember to change the output quality, because, well, I never do that, so it doesn't cross my mind. But now I have got a note to do that. But guys said don't restart the stream, so I won't, but yeah, you're more than welcome to just hang around in YouTube. That's absolutely fine. So you guys can just share that chat. There is now a few more people on the YouTube side of things watching, so you're not completely alone over there now. But anyway, I will reveal the motif that is used in Suramar. In fact, I will log on to another character and we'll fly around and I'll show you what I mean. Oh, ding, 112. That was rather quick. I might actually get to 120 before I expected I would. Very tired. And Loftus says, love your Scorecraft series. Thank you very much, Loftus. It's the real bread and butter of the channel at the moment. It's so great that people seem to like it so much. Alright, this is my main character. For now. He's the one I've played in BFA. Got a bit of a cookie here. Okay. Alright, first, I'm going to go to Suramar, and you can listen to the theme I'm talking about. Dalaran Hearthstone, that makes sense. I'm surprised we still have the Dalaran Hearthstone. I thought they'd take that away from us now. Salted caramel cookies are really good. NJRY says they'll probably remove the Dalaran Hearthstone for max levels next expansion. Yeah, I would imagine so. However, I think we still have the Garrison Hearthstones, don't we? Yeah. There it is, Garrison Hearthstone. So, maybe not. Yeah, Loftus says, keep switching over to Twitch, but it's still getting lag. Weird that Twitch runs behind YouTube. Yeah, dude. Well, I'm doing Restream, so maybe it's something to do with Restream. I've no idea, really. But I will hopefully just turning to 720p as the output will fix that for next time. My apologies. I don't know when I'll stream tomorrow. Maybe about the same time tomorrow, because I've been asked to do some photography for some opera scenes. They're doing a dress rehearsal, and so they want me to take pictures whilst they do it. Bit scary. Don't know if I'll be able to pull it off. Don't know if I'll actually be able to perform, but I'll try my best, and then come home and do some streaming with you guys. Blackbird says, I'm still logged into you on Twitch in another window. It's paused, so I'm double dipping. Oh, thanks very much, man. That's really sweet of you. But welcome, everyone. There's like, what, 7 people on Twitch, 5 people on YouTube now? I'm really happy with that. How's everyone doing? I hope you're having a nice... What day is it today? Tuesday. Hope the work week is going along, you know, swimmingly. Hope it's not dragging too much. Tuesdays are a bad day of the week. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Alright, hello. I'm just going to go back up there, please. Wait. No. Take me back. Yes. Oh. I was not even anywhere near that. That was scary. Okay. I always find Tuesday a bit of a rubbish day because you get through Monday, you know, you catch up with your colleagues after the weekend. There's plenty of... You've got a bit more energy because you've been sleeping a bit longer in the weekend, that sort of thing. And that's great. But by the time Tuesday afternoon rolls around, you're thinking, bloody hell, I still have got another 3 whole days after this. So, I know people say Wednesday's hump day, but I think Wednesday's actually better than Tuesday because at least by the time Wednesday afternoon rolls around, you know you're halfway there until the weekend. But Tuesday, you're still definitely not halfway there. So anyway, I hope it's not going too badly. And if any of you are at work right now, I hope that, I don't know, I hope my stream might help you deal with the work day. Certainly don't be shy to chat. I'd love to hear from you. So I will shut up a bit and turn up the music so we can listen to this music. That one. Oh shit, I shouldn't be flying around. That changes the music. Oops. Alright, I'll stay still now. This doesn't sound like the right fragment of music here. I'll go around over here. It's definitely playing somewhere around here. That's a bit too scary Legion-y. No, not this one. This is all fighty music. I mean, it's impressive the arpeggios those string players are doing. It's really fast string playing. Might be a bit loud, that music, eh? Turn it down a wee bit. Okay, what's the music here? Still not the right theme. It's the main one. Oh, actually, I think they do it in the main refuge place. Oh, that's a fragment of it. Da, 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 da. That thing. That's a fragment, a quotation referencing it. But I think there's a better reference in the hideout place. Shit, have they gotten rid of all the teleports? Oh damn, it's been so long since I was here. Okay, I'm just gonna fly to the main place, Meridil, is it? God, it's been a while, hasn't it, guys? Bloody hell, I've forgotten where everything is. Loftus says I should do that so he gets my Twitch view account, not on my computer though. Oh, no, I appreciate it, Loftus, but honestly, don't go out of your way for me. We have we've got 6 viewers now on Twitch, so all I need to do is have over 3 as an average, so we're doing well. We're doing really well right now. This is again not the right theme, but you'll know it when I show it to you. It should hopefully come around soon. It's like buses, you know, you wait for them and they all come at the same time, but when you're actually waiting, you're waiting for like half an hour. Okay, hopefully it should play in here. I don't know how long it will take for it to start playing, but we'll see. Gotta say, I did enjoy Legion, but I don't think I'd want to go back. And here's something that annoys me. The Nightborn NPCs aren't the same as the Nightborn character model. They didn't change it for that, and I think that's quite rubbish of them. I don't like that at all. They did something similar in Lord of the Rings Online, that the NPC models were far less detailed than the character ones, and it was really jarring and pulled me out of the immersion. And I understood it because, hey, you know, it's an old MMO. it's not been updated with graphic stuff like WoW has, but WoW has been updated with graphic stuff, so there's not really much excuse for it, I think. It might have just been easier to get up a piece of, like a video with some music on instead, you know.
Greetings.
Do I even have enough to give to Lysra?
Ah, the fog has lifted just a bit. Be careful who you trust.
This isn't quite the right music. Annoying. Alright, let's go to Azuna, because I think it's played in Azuna as well. Okay, so Loftus says, my husband plays and teaches guitar. That's really cool. Oh, I've been calling you, I think, by male pronouns or whatever. Not that I don't want to go all pronoun stuff on you, but yeah. I'm glad you have a husband. Congratulations on having a life partner. That is great. He plays and teaches guitar. I've been trying to get him to check out your Scorecraft series. Oh, well, that's really cute. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. Don't pester him though. Leave him alone, poor man. He'll come to it when he's ready. Mr. Blackbird Blitz says, Chimly, I have a suggestion if you don't mind. You could read a very small portion of the WoW diary, a page or two, and use it as a small talking point with the chat to get us ready for Classic. That's a good point. I could definitely do that. I will do a bit of this music-y thing first, and then I will have a look at a section that might be fun to read. Now, Palfurious in Twitch chat says, he's in line with his train of thought, talking about the days of the week, Tuesday being maybe the worst one. We need a 4-day work week. I'd gladly sing 4 10-hour days. Yeah, I would consider that too. NJLY says, his previous job, I worked shift hours, 3 12 hours, 2 days off, 2 12 hours, 3 days off. I enjoyed it. That sounds like an intense schedule, man. At least if it wasn't night shift, then maybe. But if it was night shift, that sounds really hard. Night shift's bad for you. And yeah, Palfurious would settle for that too, just sick of the weekly grind. Yeah, well, I've just escaped the weekly grind myself now. However, I'm trying to keep it instated in my head so that I work on my Scorecraft stuff. And, right, I give in. I'm just going to go and find the music on YouTube. Okay, so Suramar music. And then we'll see if I can find the right bit. But there's loads of Suramar music, so it's like half an hour worth of music. See if we can find anything in the comment section that'll show us, like take us to the right checkpoint, if you know what I mean. I think this might be the right theme. Well, it might go into the right theme quite soon. I will get up whilst this is playing. I will get up the music that it's quoting, so we can see it in a sec. Right, got it. This is still not the right music. Sorry guys. This is a lot more annoying than I thought it was going to be. It's about to go into it though. It's like it's building up to it. How long does it take to build up though? That's the problem. Hello Mike Boyamino. Great outfit mate, he says. Oh, thank you very much. And just a denim shirt. I've got double denim on. But you can't tell, but I do actually have double denim on. So, my apologies. Oh, screw you. When is it going to play the right bit? Okay, someone's posted this timestamp. See what this is. No, that's not the right theme. That's not the right theme either. That's very, like, Darnassian Night Elf inspired, I think. You know, Ashenvale inspired. But still not what we're looking for. Okay, another timestamp. No, I don't think this is right. This particular theme gets on my nerves, actually. We'll never hear it. Where is it? Okay, try this one. Oh, this is more promising. This sounds about right. This is taking far too long. I'm sorry. I thought this would be a lot easier than it is. Bloody hell. Sweet threads. Double denim is cool. Is it really cool? I have a denim jacket too. Well, my fiance basically stolen it at this point. But I could do triple denim. And I did have shoes that had denim on at one point. They're a bit too small for me now. But quadruple denim is probably a crime in many countries. But this is still not the right part of the music. Bloody hell, come on. This is also something that I fear with Scorecrafts for later parts of the game, because Suramar itself has got over 30 minutes of music for one zone. And how do you do a Scorecraft covering half an hour of different music? I'm going to have to break it up into like 10 videos or something.
10,000 years beneath a false sky.
Just
And we
scanning,
emerge
sorry.
to see the real one choked with
See if I
vermin.
notice it
Use
whilst
the
I'm going
cannons
through.
themselves.
Oh, Blackbird says when he was in the military night shift, it was not bad at all. You work when everything is closed, but you're awake / free to run errands when everyone else is working, leaving your weekends totally free. That does sound cool, but I just heard that working night shifts is quite bad for you. I don't know.
Our citizens are
Maybe
desperate
not.
to break free of Alison's tyranny.
Like it's not just not
See
good
to
for your
it that
health.
They are suitably armed.
Okay, let's try it again, just in Suramar. But let's not go to the place with loads of Legion stuff, because then it's going to have the scary, spooky music. We just want normal Suramar music. Okay. You see, we don't want this one. Right, this is more chilled out music. Yeah, NJRY says I enjoyed night shift. I'm just a night owl myself, and avoided all brass most times. Well, that's probably quite good if you're in the army. Yeah. My formal music knowledge isn't great, but I'd be interested in hearing a take on why Vanilla's OST is so loved. Certainly some nostalgia, and also how well it meshed with the zones. But I imagine there's more to it than that. Yeah, there's a lot to it. I don't know the full answer yet, but I did a video with Defcamp and Melderon, which I was going to mirror upload it onto my channel too. I still have it like unpublished on my channel, but basically we did do a podcast talking about this sort of thing, and maybe I should do another one discussing this topic. Yeah. There's a few core pillars to it, but I think I just mentioned that Suramar is like 30 odd minutes of music. Elwyn Forest is about 2 minutes, 3 minutes worth of music, and it doesn't feel like you're missing out on anything, does it? It doesn't feel like it's such a tiny amount of music. It feels like plentiful, and because it's written in such a way that less is more. Frankly, it's like a horror movie where you don't really, like an old school horror movie where they didn't have the budget to have crazy CGI and monsters and all of that, so you never really saw the monster, and you're Oh, da 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 da. That was the theme I'm looking for. Fuck, where did it go? Ah. But yeah, because they only play short snippets of music in Classic, really. And they're quite unobtrusive, they stay in the background, they're not like big bombastic melodies, and only in occasions they do that, and it's much more effective when they do. But most of the music's quite much more atmospheric, and little short snippets, so your brain extrapolates between them, and it doesn't feel like it's only 2 or 3 minutes in a zone, but it really is, and it's crazy how that works. Or maybe a brief discussion on how music changed with expansions and or composer changes. Yeah, I mean, definitely I want to do that, but I want to do it properly. So that's why my plan is basically to work methodically through the expansions, so I have a chronological understanding of everything. Because I couldn't really tell you what the difference is between the different expansions yet. I could talk in broad terms, but to talk about, you know, individual composers coming and going, that might be too much, because there's not really much documentation and that sort of thing that I would have access to. But certainly I want to go through chronologically in the expansion so I can understand the development, just like you might understand the development of any piece of, you know, any musical genre, I guess. Is it going to play basically the theme? I will just mute this a second. It's dum dum da 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 dum ba da 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 da. Do you remember hearing that in Suramar? Because you will have heard it somewhere in Legion. It was really actually quite prominent. I don't know why I'm not able to find it now, but it was here. Yeah, this is all based on Ashenvale and Darnassus. No, this is actually based on Teldrassil. So interesting that, yeah, basically all of the Suramar music is based on Elvish music from the past. I should probably do videos on that. Yeah, that would be a good one. But, see, do people care about Legion music? I don't know.
Elisand's forces are waylaying refugees, fleeing Suramar through the Crimson Thicket.
So, NJRY says, broad terms would make for a good video, I think. Either way, should be good to hear your take. Okay, yeah, maybe I should do it then. I just always assumed that it would be a little bit less substantive than I'd want. But I might listen to the video I did with Def Camp and Meldron again, take some notes, and then do a summary video where I talk... Oh, who's calling me? Oh, my mum's calling me. I'm gonna mute that for a sec. I'll call her back after the stream. I'll reply there. Sorry about this, guys. Just text her in case anything important or bad has happened. I don't like getting missed calls or something like that. I always assume the worst. In fact, if I get posts through the letterbox, I open it instantly because I'm always worried that it's like a court summons or something scary like that. Not that it would be, but I guess I have a bit of a pessimistic worldview. So I'm live broadcasting right now. Is everything okay? Everything okay. Right, sorry about that, guys. I can't find the bloody music, but I've sung the theme for you now. Let's just ditch this place quickly, and I'll go and show you where it's actually from, and that might jog your memories into like where you heard it from in Legion. This is so scuffed. I thought this would be a walk in the park to find the musical reference. No worries, it'll be relatively easy to get there. Despite, actually, here's a slight spoiler, it's in a horde zone. So I can't be arsed actually logging onto a horde character. Maybe I should. No, because there's actually alliance mobs in that place, so I guess Ironforge is the closest. We'll have to do some flying to get there, but it'll be fine. Okay, so Loftus says in Texas, double denim is common. Of course, Texas isn't the style capital of the world. Yeah, dude. Okay, right. Double denim might be common in Texas, and yeah, I think it's fine. Basically, I think the 90s overdid double denim to the point where people were just afraid to ever wear it again. But I think it's acceptable now, more or less. And to be honest, who really gives a fuck what people think's acceptable? To be honest, like really, I don't give a shit. If people wear something, if the fashion is X, I will do Y, more or less. You know, none of my clothes have any branding on. I only really buy clothes from a place that has no branding. It makes me feel weird. I don't like wearing brands, and I've never been a follower of fashion. I guess I'm not super unfashionable, but I think there's a difference between looking nice and just following fashion trends, and one is considerably more pointless than the other. But Texan fashion is pretty cool. Like, you guys can literally walk around with massive cowboy boot hats? Massive cowboy hats, a big belt buckles, double denim and cowboy boots. Dude, that's awesome. But if you walked around here wearing that, you would get looks. People would be staring at you. And because it's England, no one would say anything to you. But they'd be staring all the same. God. Rip Menethil Harbour, guys. Jesus Christ. That's sad. That is sad. Why would they kill our beloved Menethil Harbour? Like, that is really sad. I would actually like for the next expansion to be healing the world. You know, do a Cenarian Circle based expansion, some sort of Elune Emerald Dream shit, and they decide to heal the entire world. I'd be down with that. It's been too long since they destroyed the whole thing, and I'm not happy about it, frankly. Yeah, Texans love their denim. So Blackbird says, had to Google double denim. Yeah, it's a thing, friend. And yeah, I can imagine that's a big thing in Texas. I live in Hampton Roads in Virginia. All branches of the military have bases here, so we see fashion from all over the USA. Yeah, I guess I never even considered the fact that different parts of America would have different fashion. Okay, look at this. Look at this here. This looks like a recent... Oh, of course, we're going into Arathi Highlands. Everything got redone in Legion, didn't they? I was thinking, this is way too many polygons. This must be a super new thing. But no, they redid everything for BFA, didn't they? Yeah, like 120. Yeah, never mind. I guess I could do some 120 stuff. No, let's not. We're just trucking through here, guys. Just heading north. I guess this kind of somewhat kills the suspense of, you know, I'm spoiling it a bit, but whatever. Jeans and jeans jacket I do a lot in the winter. Jeans jacket, my god. That's so American. Yeah, I think we just call it a denim jacket here. Never heard anyone call it a jeans jacket. Blackbird says, to be honest, females and double denim is a good thing. Yeah, I don't disagree. I generally think females are a good thing wearing most kinds of clothing and not wearing most kinds of clothing. They're just generally good. I'm quite a fan. Yeah. Oh god. I would never have thought that I'd think that BFA, like retail flying mounts, are too slow, but there's no easy way for me to get to where I'm going right now. Who even remembers about the hinterlands? This is the most unused zone in all of WoW. Quite cool though. I'm looking forward to exploring it again in Classic. And so what are people planning on playing in Classic? What race, what faction, you know, what classes? Because honestly, my mind is still not really made up. I've been thinking of doing Tauren, Shaman, but I could easily cave and make a Night Elf Druid or a Dwarven Priest. Like, I'm not very stuck to my guns on that yet. Blackbird says he likes that look, with the women in double denim stuff. He likes women in jeans more than dresses. Now, to each his own. That's a fair point. I'm not so sure about the yoga pants. There's the fashion round where I live now is basically just as little clothing as possible, or just as figure tight as possible. And you know, I live in a university area of town, so people are generally young, and there's a lot of very pretty young ladies around. It can be rather weird, like you're walking down the street and suddenly it's like, whoa, 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 just all of these really attractive people walking around wearing not that much. It can get pretty distracting. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'm not saying anyone shouldn't wear that clothing, but I don't know. It's distracting for me, that's for sure. And I think I like dresses though. I do like a summer dress. Summer dresses are super cute. Alright, we're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. Although I don't think I can actually fly in, can I? Go into Ghostlands, if you haven't yet guessed. How do you get to Ghostlands? I think there's a door you have to go through, right? That looks like something in the distance there. Oh, is that a troll temple? In Eastern Plaguelands? Sorry, how long has there been a troll temple in Eastern Plaguelands? Oh, the door to Ghostlands is up here, actually. Since when? Zulma Shah. I'm probably showing my noobishness now that I didn't know there was a troll thing, and... Oh my god. Mossflayer Cannibal. Huh. There's actually a troll temple in EPL. I had no idea about this. Cool, well I am looking forward to encountering these dudes for real in Classic. Because I imagine that's not the sort of thing that was added in Cataclysm. It'd be very weird if, you know, oh, Deathwing broke the world, and he dropped a few forest trolls in the Eastern Plaguelands. No. So I'm sure that I'll encounter them at some point in Classic. That'll be really fun. Okay, yes, go through the portal. Awesome. And suddenly I won't be able to fly. Oh well. That's fine. I'll turn up the music because, let's be honest, the Blood Elf music is the best. Did Hinterlands change too much? I don't know how much Hinterlands changed. Whoa, I've never seen this building before. This is cool. Oh guys, this music's already making me nostalgic. Let's be honest, BC is better than Classic. I want to roll a Blood Elf Paladin more than I require oxygen. Oh, I love the architecture so much. Oh, I'm getting chills right now, guys. Yeah, I think I'm definitely having to roll Horde as my main, so that when BC comes out, which it's gonna happen. BC is gonna happen, guys. Let's just be honest about that. It's gonna happen. When it does come out, I will want my main character to be on the Horde, so that I can just, you know, siphon all of the good loot to my new Blood Elf and get him to level cap as soon as possible. And just be a pimpin' Blood Knight and fulfill all of my childhood fantasies. Because let's be honest, Blood Knights are the top tier paladins. Alliance paladins need not apply. Then again, with BC came the Draenei, and actually I think their starting zone and their general vibe is really good as well. So BC I just love on very many levels. I'm sorry, like there's not many people in chat talking, but I'm just monologuing to myself so much that I'm not reading chat very quickly, despite there not being many people in chat, so my apologies, I will catch up. Oh, Luzran, oh my god, no, don't get distracted, Chimly, bloody helps, read the bloody chat. IJLY is thinking about playing a Shaman, Druid, or Lock. Well, okay, you've nailed it down to 3, but that's still not any talk about race, any talk about faction, and that's still a choice of 3, so you've not narrowed it down that much now, have you? He's happy for Classic, he must admit, mostly because I want TBC the most. Yes, okay, you're with me. I want Vanilla Classic too, don't get me wrong, I want both of those things to separately exist, but boy do I want BC. Just because of the atmosphere, it's so cool. All the BC zones are just great. Especially as an RPer. Like, I did a lot of RP in Silvermoon and Eversong Woods, not even ashamed. 14-year-old me loved that. 24-year-old me also loves that. So, Hinterlands is cool. You must save Sharkbeak and get the Zul'Farrak mallet. Oh, is that where you get the mallet from? I never knew that. Thank you for that, Loftus. And Blackbird Blitz says he says he loves TBC. I mean, what thinking gentleman doesn't love TBC? And as for races and classes, I'll be a female night elf hunter. In an MMO, aesthetics matter, and a female elf is great to look at for hundreds of hours. On top of that, Horde hates Nelf hunters, lol. All of those things are true. I did my first ever main character that I got to level cap was a female night elf druid, and I'll never be able to roll another one. I don't know if I can ever roll another female character, because my mum looked at me like I was a weird boy. Well, I just was afraid that like my mum would catch me, like she'd come in, I'm playing World of Warcraft, and I'm like wearing a dress and shit, and like looking at them titties. Looking at them titties. Oh wait, we got a donation here from LEZ. $1. Thank you, dude. My apologies for just talking about damn titties whilst you were sending that donation across. But thank you anyway. Ellie is one of my patrons, and he is by far the most supportive patron I've ever had. So thank you very much, Ellie. What was I talking? You got distracted. Oh yeah, night elf boobs. So I don't know. My mum watching me play World of Warcraft and like just coming in my room and is always just that kid's playing that game where he's looking at the ass of some elf again. Like I don't know. I just don't want to be a weird boy. You know what I mean? Because look at that. Like night elf females are objectively more appealing than like a gnome male. You know what I mean? Like there's a scale of appealingness. One is definitely, they're not the same. I'm just saying they're not the same. However, I don't want to come across like a weird boy. I don't know. There's no solution to this problem, I'm afraid. This is just something I have to deal with, I suppose. Ellie didn't leave a message on the donation, but thank you anyway. He doesn't really need to leave a message. He can get a hold of me easily enough anyway. Loftus says, I prefer the Night Elves, but I plan to play a priest in Classic, so I'm sure I'll give in and play a chubby dwarf. Dude, they're not chubby. You've seen how ripped they are. They're just stocky. They're short, but they're ripped. Anyway, this theme here. Da 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 da. Then. Da 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 da. This is the inspiration for one of the main themes in Suramar and Azuna. Bum, bum, dum. It's Shalandris Isle is where we are. And to my knowledge, this theme is only played here. You go here for one quest as a blood elf on this quite beautiful island. This night elf outpost in the Ghostlands. I actually don't know the lore reason for why there are night elves here, but I remember you having to kill them, and I think there's some night elf rogues around somewhere. Like spies around this area of the map. Let's go find them, because I vaguely remember them. Oh, also, by the way, this music is unimaginably complicated. I will go back and explain that to you in a second, but I showed like one of my professors in college, like, can you explain to me how this works? No, you can't. It sounds like it's in a minor key, but there's no reason it should do that. So I'll come back and talk about that in a second. It's really weird. I do not know what's going on there. Also, whilst I'm making the journey across, anyone who is on YouTube, please consider popping over to Twitch to bump up my viewer count, because I'm trying to get affiliate status on Twitch, and the more the merrier in terms of viewers for that. So if you want to open it in 2 tabs, whatever like that'd be really appreciated. However, my quality on Twitch is a bit too high at the moment. Oop, gone the wrong way. I didn't realise, but I'm going to turn the settings down from 1080p stream to 720p, because until I'm an affiliate, or maybe partner, but I think it's affiliate, you guys actually aren't able to change the quality settings when you're viewing it. I don't know why they gatekeep that functionality. Very bizarre, but hey, whatever. They don't even advertise that they do that. I had no idea that was a thing. But I will be doing the next stream in 720p. Anyway, any of you on YouTube that want to come over, you'd be most welcome. But Ellie Z with the $2 donation. No, dollarydoos are Australian. What am I doing? My brain's getting a bit fried. Ellie Z with the US $2. Thank you very much. We play so much, our alt better looks sexy as us. Okay, well, that is true. We play these characters so much that I understand the argument for looking at them titties, dead ass, whilst you're playing the game. I get that. Like, I'm not really doing that with this guy. Like, I'm not really attracted to goat hooves or fat tails. You know, I mean, my guy looks pretty cool. Like, he looks pretty attractive, I guess, if you're into that, or if you're into guys. But like, I'm not really. So I can appreciate you know, a well-proportioned male, but it's not really doing anything for me. So this lady, she's infinitely more appealing to me. I get that. And the sway of the hips. Why am I talking about the sway of a Night Elf character's hips? That is not where I thought the stream would go. But I agree. I'm afraid of getting called a weird boy, guys. I just think Asmongold would roast me. You know what I mean? So anyway, there's Night Elves in this Blood Elf zone. I think basically they're spies. They've set up a camp here, but this is not a long-term settlement of theirs. So yeah, Shalandra's Isle has a boat. I thought these guys were stealthed. Maybe they were in the original version. I don't know. Oh no, because this wasn't changed in Cataclysm, was it? Anyway, not important. Yeah, the Night Elves on Shalandra's Isle, I'm pretty sure, have just recently set up camp. Because I was wondering if it was some really ancient settlement. That, like, why are the Night Elves in Blood Elf Zone like that? There's no lore reason that would make sense. Like, the Night Elves have no reason to be in the Eastern Kingdoms like that. I thought it was really strange. But I think they're just there as, like, an enemy in the Alliance, and there's some long-standing enmity between the Blood Elves and Night Elves, so it wanted to introduce new Blood Elf characters to the fact that they don't like the Night Elves, and some of the rivalry between those two races. And so they've got a ship full of Night Elf spies to set up camp and all that kind of thing. Yeah. Keeping an eye on their elf rivals, like NJRY says in Twitch chat. Yeah, I think so. Sorry, I am looking at the YouTube chat now. So Blackbird Blitz says, do the female dwarves have a cool dance? No, the dance sucks. It's a silly kick dancing thing. Looks ridiculous. Alright, man. Kick dancing's cool. Hulling, the Norwegian dance, they kick hats off sticks and stuff like that. It's funny. The dwarves are like a mixture of that and Russian Cossack dancing. But in Hulling, where you kick the hat off a stick, like if you're in a marriage, like a wedding, the wife has to get up high and get a hat, like a hat on a stick, and like hold it in the air, and then the husband has to kick the hat off a stick, and they've got a really cool technique, like spinning kick thing, and he has to do it in order to marry her, basically. Like, if he doesn't, he's not a proper man. Bit of a, and everyone's really pissed by the time this happens. They're all drunk. So it's good banter. It's very much something the dwarves would be approving of, I think. But I like the dwarves. I think my favourite Alliance race in Classic is Night Elves, followed by dwarves. But like, they're basically tied because they're quite different things. And Blackbird says he loves dancing over the horde after he ganks them. I mean, that's the reason that the dance emote is there in the first place. Surely that's what it's for. I've got a thing that's giving me protection. I don't know. Oh, that must be an... I don't know why I'm getting this protection all the time. Maybe it's an Azerite power thing. Probably is. Okay. Loftus says he's leveled and raided 2 priests on private servers, 1 Night Elf and 1 Dwarf. Dwarves are the better priests. Well, they're certainly better in terms of the Fear Ward, definitely. But... And I do enjoy playing a Dwarf priest for the aesthetics as well. But I gotta say I'm very partial to Night Elves. Anyway, this theme, it sounds like it's in a minor key, but it doesn't ever play the minor third. And I don't think it ever plays a minor third in the whole thing, like the whole piece of music. So, bum da da. Yeah, and it's all parallel fifths. Da 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 da. Bum 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 da 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 da. Those are parallel fifths moving together. Very unusual writing style. It's very confusing and lost and ambiguous, and also very sad. But the key that you hear it in, that's the home note. 1, 3, 5. That's the triad, and the 1 3. That's a minor third, because I will just turn this off for a second, because 1 3 5 is, that's a bit high. 1 3 5, that is a minor chord, so da 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 da. If I was to sing the major version, it would be da 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 da, because the major third decides if it's a minor or major chord. So, well, the third itself. So 1 2 3 is a major third. 1 3, then 3 3, go down a semitone. So 1 2 3 1 3. That's a minor third instead. Okay, music 101, guys. Sorry for the music lesson, but I thought it'd be interesting. So this key is minor, so 1 3 5, not 1 3 5. You know, that's the major third. Instantly you hear it, it sounds a lot more brighter and happier. So this is definitely minor, but they never play the minor third in this soundtrack. Like, you don't hear it, and yet it's definitely a minor key. Like, the major third doesn't work at all, and I don't know how it managed to do that. It's really curious. Like, it's implied to be minor. Your brain interprets everything as being minor, but it's not playing the minor. Maybe it's because it plays a minor sixth, which is also important for establishing minor key. Like, third and sixth can be major or minor. So that's probably what it is. I need to look deeper into it, but it's just really interesting and cleverly done harmony. Very subtle stuff, very clever. And again, hats off to the guys on the composition team, because they know their stuff a lot better than I do. Well, I hope that was interesting. It does have a solemn and sad feel to it as well. I agree, Ali. I'll see if I can trigger it again, because it's got Teldrassil music playing now, which I don't want. So see if we can go to the edge of this boat and trigger it to change. Okay. Should come back on again now. I think part of the sadness is from the... Well, it's got 3 full notes. Da, 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 da. So it wants to fall down to there. Dum, da, da, da. So there's all of these like unfinished phrases almost, but I'll just pull apart that first one. So da 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 da, and then this note is like note number 2 of the scale, but you'd call that 9. So 9 8. So it finishes on the this is the key that we're in. Da 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 da. So I'm not singing very well, but this is just like speaky singing, not proper singing. So it go da 1 5 1 3 2, and 2 you call 9 when it's suspensions because of how harmony works. Like, it's annoying, but it's a 9/8 suspension. So 2 1 or 9 8. So it's unfinished. It finishes 1 note above the home note. So it's like ooh, it's tense, and it goes 1 5 1 3 2. So it's falling da 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 da, and then 1 da 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 da. So falling down again, but it's also falling to the second note of the scale, not the first note of the scale that gives you the resolution. Anyway, that's kind of annoying, I'm sure, for you. It's not very clearly put, but basically the structure of the melody, it's got a lot of falling, like sobbing phrases, and it's not ever really finished. Like, it's always falling on these nearly the final note, like nearly the home note. It's very tormented. You know, it's kind of a good way of showing in music a feeling of incompleteness and wistfulness. So this is very wistful music, like a past civilization, back when the elves were in their heyday. This is very quiet, delicate playing. It's got a celeste, like a piano that actually has bells hit instead of strings. And what is that? Is that a harpsichord? Yeah, it's a harpsichord. So these are old instruments. Like, a harpsichord's a really old instrument. and very quietly played, very sparse. And all of the phrases are unresolved. Occasional little, wood when a flute joins in there. Just quietly. And they're playing the melody together in unison. So there's not like any big orchestration, not loads of harmony going on. It's just a sad, lone melody. But now it develops a bit. It goes into a sort of major section. But it's still sighing. These phrases are going downwards. Da, da, da. So it's taking that falling third note and developing it again. The falling third pattern, rather. It's developing it into this now. Major chord, down, minor chord, minor chord. It's just a very sad lilting melody. And da 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 da, which is the first phrase of the thing. It wraps it up again. That finishes the music there. That's all there is. That's the whole thing. Da 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 da. Doing that in parallel fifths, which again makes some harmony even more unstable. And it finishes on that 2, that 9, that wants to resolve down to the 1 or 8, because 8 notes apart is the same note in music, an octave. 1 and 8 are the same note. It's really, really sparse, really delicate, and absolute genius in my mind. So let's go back to Dalaran and see if we can hear that music in Suramar. Okay, so yeah, so Ellie agrees. It's very clever stuff, and very solemn and sad feeling to it. So Blackbird Blitz says, I've only ever leveled Night Elf Hunters, and I've never tried a Dwarf Hunter. People tell me Stoneform is amazing, but Shadow Meld works so well with Feign Death and Cat's Prowl in PvP. I can't get it up. I can't get it up, I said. I hope you can get it up. He can't give it up. Yeah, no, I get you, man. My main character in like BC, like the first character I already mained was Hunterbeard, a Dwarf Hunter. I think the whole playing with a gun and Dwarf Hunter with a pet, it's like a really good fantasy thing. Like the fantasy of it's great. It's really easy to get into the mindset of that. And then again, Night Elf Hunter, the roleplay on that's great too. Like the fantasy is really great on the Night Elf Hunter as well. Stoneform is super useful. But I think specifically for hunters, Night Elf is probably better because Stoneform's great for everyone. But Shadow Meld's basically only useful for hunters in Classic. BC, when you can use Shadow Meld out of combat, no, Shadow Meld in combat rather, then Shadow Meld becomes a lot more useful. Like when I had my Druid, it was really useful to have Shadow Meld, for example, because I could use it in combat and that allowed me to get into cat form and stealth. Like it was having a vanish basically for me. I think that's how it works. It's been a while. But yeah, I'd say Shadow Meld is very undervalued in Classic, but it's also not as valuable as the rest of the racials. However, if they go on to open BC servers, that racial will definitely increase in value, because when you can use it in combat, it changes the game. Like it becomes much stronger then. I really think Shadow Meld is a good ability in BC. So yeah, Ellie says, I'm getting goosebumps from this. Understanding why music makes us feel a certain way. Wow. Yeah, dude, it's great. I only came to music at quite an old age. I was in my late teens before I really did any of this. So, it's been the journey of discovery for me too. I'm not one of the people, I know plenty of people like this that did music from a very young age, and so I've always had this experience of sound. But I came to it later in life, when I was basically my brain was already slightly adult. So I've consciously been aware of acquiring this, appreciation. Aquarium holds the largest collection of diverse sea life in the city. The Macrura are notorious for their hard shells, tasty tails, and fearsome claws. The Murloc are simple creatures, happy to swim about and gurgle incomprehensibly. Please keep your hands off the glass. This is really cool. I didn't know about this. I've never seen this bit. Like there's a little aquarium. Can we go in? Can we dive in? We can. Awesome. Skittering river bogs. What a good job, Blizzard. That's really cool. Well done. This is cool. Oh, they've got lion seals and penned murlocs. Oh, well done, Blizzard. I like this little flavour thing. Alright, so Yeah, Ellie says it leaves you hanging like the crying isn't helping the soul feel better. Oh, that is a nice way of putting it, Ellie. I'm going to steal that for the script. Yeah. Yeah, that, I don't know exactly how I'll put that in, but that idea of, like, you know, it's a weeping melody, but the weeping, it's like, it's an ancient sorrow. It will never be healed. That's really nice. Blackbird says, as an avionics and communication technician, you musicians are making my head spin. Sorry, dude, I'm trying to explain it in a way that can make sense, but I don't know, maybe I'm not too successful with that. That's what I try and do with Scorecraft anyway. I want to make music more approachable. Because music lectures are so boring. They're always made so boring. And there's no need for it. Okay, so I'm going to just do a quick Google search. Shalandris Isle Legion music. Because if I search this, people might tell me where this plays. Okay, a Reddit thread. I never realised the Suramar music and Shalandris Isle music is the same all this time. Oh, okay, he gives a timestamp. Awesome, yes, okay, great. Let's just mute this in-game now. Okay, this is at 34:20 in this video. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is it. So it's this kind of, this music that we're familiar with now. In fact, we can go back further, I'm sure. Oh, actually, I really like this bit. This plucking thing. Da, da, da. That's what you call staccato. Very short, sharp notes, just you plucked really quickly and then stopped. Staccato, it's the opposite of legato. So I'll just pause it a second. Legato playing is the Italian word for like long lines. I don't know the exact translation, but legato are long phrases, like they just wind into each other. Generally, if you're singing or playing anything melodic, you want there to be nice long legato lines. But staccato is the opposite, so it's short, sharp, and punchy, like this plucking. It's a really nice textural technique. But this is the Shalandris Isle music now. So the da 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 ba da. So the melody is unchanged. Like da 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 da. That's how it starts on Shalandris Isle. But the bass note goes da da da. So the gap between the bass, that da, and then the end of the melody in the woodwind where it goes da 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 da. The gap between the bass and that note is what's called a tritone. Da da, which is exactly the octave, so one note to its higher equivalent. A tritone is exactly the middle point between those two notes. And because of that, it's like equidistant, and the brain doesn't exactly know how to process it. It's like, whereabouts are we? This is really weird. And so it sounds very... It's the most clashing interval. It's the most dissonant thing in music. In olden times, it was called diabolus in musica, literally the devil in music, and it was forbidden. You were not allowed to use it until like more recent than you would expect. Like it was considered literally like demonic to use that in the medieval period, and even in the Renaissance and Baroque period, you wouldn't even use it then. So I'm gonna... Oh my God, Alvin Goodwin, Alvin Goodwin. You little shit, you're watching my stream. As a friend of mine, very good friend. He's just memeing on me in my own chat. That's not fair, dude. Now I'm embarrassed, okay? You've got me embarrassed. I'm blushing. I didn't even know you subscribed to me, you little shit. Okay, I'm just gonna carry on. You fucking dickhead. So anyway, you can hear this melody being directly quoted and put into a different context here. But it's a really clashing bass line, so it's got this Legion influence where the original elfin melody that we were listening to before has been corrupted by the addition of the Legion to here, just as the elves themselves have. So it makes sense. It's like telling the story of what's happened here through sound. And then they're repeating it in choir, and with a couple of little additions of ornaments and stuff like that. Anyway, I'll probably do this in a video at some point, but because It's not classic WoW, and it's also not the current expansion. I don't know if I should just leave it in the back pocket for a rainy day, because it's probably not the most important thing to do right now. Because I guess people are either interested in what's current for retail or current for classic. And this is both Burning Crusade and Legion, so it's current for neither. But still interesting. Yeah, and so this is the major section that was the end of the original theme. And basically they've not changed it at all, they just put it into different instruments. Yeah, very nice. I don't know if it goes on, but that's enough for now. I guess I should go back and continue my leveling on that character. Yes, I'll just leave him here. Oh gosh, I've not even really drunk any of my tea. I've just been chatting about music for ages. Anyway, Alvin, it's good to see you in the chat. I don't know if you're still there, but if you are, I hope you're doing okay, and let me know when you're coming back to the UK, because it's been, what, like, when was the last time I actually saw you? It was early April or something like that? It's been crazy. Way too long. Yeah, I just hope you're doing alright, man. Oh, I've not got the music on here. Anyway, that was a brief look at Shalandris Isle and the influences to the Legion soundtrack, which I thought was worth looking at. But I guess I gotta go and finish this questing process. I just wish I had access to Classic. It'd be far more enjoyable to play that than this. But maybe I should stop the stream fairly soon and go and actually do more writing for Skullcraft, because I guess that's what you guys really want from me.
Let me get prepared. Just a moment. Well, enough talking. It's time to identify the
Oh my god, do I have to do an RP event? What is this? Follow Mojo to the stables. Okay, fine. I'm going to turn down this music though, because it is a little bit more annoying. Yeah, because this is da 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 da. Just that same pattern again and again and again and again. It's that's annoying. I don't like that. Like, how many times is that exact melody repeated?
No, Joe. This one.
Way too many times.
It is too.
This one looks nice.
Fidgety. No, child. No, I cannot ride this.
Oh, this is a Goldilocks, but with horses and tortoises. That's
Look at his
okay. Fair enough.
This is not the horse for me, my son. Look at the shine in her eyes when her
She craves my shell as food. Bloody hell. That's weird. Okay. Oh, Maxwell. Alright, this must be the perfect horse, of course.
All right, Dad, we've waited long enough. You have to get
Is this just right? Is he going to say it's the Goldilocks horse?
I guess it is time. My friend.
Yep, okay.
Dad says sometimes big people get
Awesome.
scared.
I don't know what we're actually trying to do here. Okay, there's a horse on horse riding tortoise now. What is going on in this quest line? I've not read any of it. Ugh.
The reins, if you will.
Well, anyway, those of you who are in chat, let me know what you're up to now, because I might head off in a bit, because I've been streaming for about 2 hours nearly. Okay, Blackbird says, I don't want to overwhelm Mr. Chimney, but combining Skullcraft and the WoW Diary would be amazing if you can pull it off. Ooh. Honestly, Dad, I would not even know how that would work. What do you mean? How would you combine those two things? I mean, I could maybe have a look at a bit of the WoW Diary now. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me.
I'm doing it.
Where have I put it, though? I've got a PDF of it saved somewhere. Oh, here it is.
You're doing great, Dad.
Okay. Found the PDF. Right. It's a little bit big, isn't it? Okay. Hello, John. How you doing? Right. I guess I'll just head back to an inn around here. Is there an inn around here? I'll go and get some rested experience. I think there's one up on the top of this hill. And then I guess we can just read the opening chapter and see what comes of that. But again, I'm not going to do like a reading of this book because I don't want to infringe on Mr. Stats' copyright. But I'm sure he'll be okay with, you know, a short excerpt. Surely that's fine. If anything, it's just promotion. There's a chest. Wonderful. I noticed it on the map. Didn't want to miss it. Where is the actual innkeeper? Is there an innkeeper here? Maybe there isn't. No, it seems not. Okay, no worries. I'll just hearth to the nearest place. Okay, Blackbird says, teach us about the music of the area, then tell us something about the area via the diary. Well, I don't think the diary does that. I mean, the WoW Chronicle can do that sort of thing. But I don't think that the diary, like, it follows the process of actually making the game, of, you know, the design, you know, production process and how Classic WoW actually came to be, rather than oh, it's a Van Gogh painting, like, impression. That's cool. I don't think it talks about, like, the different zones in too much detail, like, in terms of lore. But I've been thinking about doing lore stuff at some point as well. It's just, I guess, a question of limited time and trying to do Scorecraft and streaming and getting married and moving house. You know, that might be a bit much. So I've read this stuff already. Okay. I think let's skip the preface. Let's see if I can find a good chapter. I want to get something quite evocative. Wow, there's an early version of Westfall. That building never made it into the actual game. Okay, let's go with this one. March 2001. Just going to turn my screen brightness down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so Blackbird says, I didn't know that, so it'd be very hard to combine. Yeah, it's mostly just the story of the development of WoW, but the Warcraft Chronicle does have a lot of lore stuff that might be relevant. However, I don't have those, and they're quite expensive, so I wasn't planning on buying them. At least not right now. So Blizzard celebrated its 10th anniversary on a Saturday evening in March 2001. Alright, yeah. Blackbird says, don't worry about it, mate. Stick with the original plan. Brilliant. So, Blizzard celebrated its 10th anniversary on a Saturday evening in March 2001. At the time, there were teams working on Warcraft 3, a Diablo 2 expansion, and World of Warcraft. Team 2, whose project was the latter, was staffing up to conquer the largest product the company have ever undertaken, a massively multiplayer online game. I decided to write this development diary on the night of the anniversary party, after I'd been on the team for half a year. I thought it would be interesting to keep track of our progress simply because I couldn't tell it wasn't always going well. So simply because I could tell it wasn't always going well. Especially with the dungeons, which were a mess. I leaned forward in my ridiculously fancy boardroom chair and began writing. My chair was conspicuously posh and the envy of the team, or at least it should have been. Since many of the seating options in Team 2 were cheap, uncomfortable hand-me-downs, whenever someone's office chair broke, they swapped it with another. Since the hallway conference table was at the bottom of this pecking order, it had made for both a precarious place to sit and slim pickings for the new hires. Whenever the producers ordered more chairs for their conference tables or future employees, people quickly filched them for their own offices. While the conference table chairs were always fair game, occasionally poachers would swap chairs with those who were on vacation. To avoid playing musical chairs, I purchased a beige leather throne, an executive boardroom model that stood out from the back, and plastic standard issue seats stood out from the black and plastic standard issue seats everyone else used. I found it at a used office furniture store, reasoning that $200 investment would pay off over the years of late nights ahead. I was midway through building a tower called Karazhan, using an editor called Radiant, a software that many of the FPS games used to build their 3D levels. Radiant was developed by id Software, the company that pioneered 3D games, and where John Cash, our technology lead, hailed from, and he'd secured id's blessing to evaluate their editor to see if it was the right tool for our project. I'd worked with Radiant, or similar editors, for over 5 years, but after 6 months of applying it to an MMO, I was beginning to think we were headed in the wrong direction. In the months that I'd been on Team 2, I was easily averaging over 80 hours a week building 3D levels, and yet the only thing we'd finished was a single gold mine. By finished, I mean we could load it into the Quake 3 engine. Copies of the game floated around the office so others could evaluate my work. It was bizarre running through our gold mine as Quake characters, although it was fun to rocket jump up to hidden perches along the ceiling. In Warcraft, that's so weird. Often I would enter my nap, and one of the producers would appear out of nowhere to blast me into a pile of guts. Oh, sorry, I said nap, I meant map. So often I would enter my map, and one of the producers would appear out of nowhere to blast me into a pile of guts, followed shortly by guffaws of laughter from down the hallway. God, that sounds like proper productivity in the Blizzard team there. But Karazhan was far bigger than a gold mine. I was working on it because it was our worst case scenario. It was so big that Quake 3 couldn't even run the file. Scott Hartin, the programmer in charge of writing WoW's game engine, explained he'd have to write his own compiler to handle our big files. So I continued building Karazhan with the faith that our technology would catch up, but my confidence had been wavering over those past few weeks. It took over 5 minutes just to save the file. Really, oh my god. And that problem was because Radiant, an unsupported program, was repeatedly crashing. I was welcomed to the team with enthusiasm and high hopes that I'd help iron out one of the issues plaguing the project: how to build 3D dungeons and cities. Blizzard had zero experience with 3D level design, something I'd already figured out from the questions I was asked in my interview. I could tell they were pumping me for information, such as time estimates and production pipelines for building 3D architecture. Before I joined, the company had a terrible time hiring 3D level designers, but now that I was on board, I was having a terrible time hiring other 3D level designers. Most level designers weren't career-driven. If they found a project that let them work in peace, they pretty much stayed put. So when Blizzard posted job openings with modest salaries on an unnamed project, very few industry veterans applied. They even tried to fill the spots internally with candidates from quality assurance, but that proved a fool's quest because 3D level design skills took years to develop. Each level I submitted for my interview took about 600 hours to create, and all of my early work was embarrassingly bad. 3D level design was hard, especially when using persnickety editors like Radiant. It took me years of practice before I got decent, so I can't imagine what ungainly submissions must have come from the QA candidates. Blizzard had plenty of experience with 2D levels, which were heavily scripted, but quickly built through a drag-and-drop interface. 3D level design for MMOs required modelling experience, a love of architecture, an artistic eye, and months of time. Brenda Perdion, another 3D level designer, and I were the only people on Team 2 who didn't go to the anniversary party. We were worried. Neither of us had shipped a game before. We couldn't find experienced level designers for what the team could afford, and Radiant wasn't producing the kind of geometry we were happy with anyway. If we had dozens of level designers, maybe we could hit our 2-year deadline. But even if we solved all of the technical and production issues, the game designers couldn't give us an idea of how long our levels should be, which was something one needed to know before constructing a file that took hundreds of hours to build. Radiant dungeons were very hard to resize, and that created a chicken and egg paradox where our game designers, who'd never worked on a 3D game before, needed to run through our levels before answering basic questions on how to build them. Would the chase camera bump into the tops of doorways, and was that alright? How high would the camera and ceilings have to be? Would ceiling height prohibit multi-level interiors? Would the camera change to first-person perspective for interiors, and would that be disorienting? Would combat be comfortable in a first-person perspective? How many players or monsters would we need to accommodate in combat, and how much physical space would characters need to fight? Would combat mechanics break near elevation changes, such as stairs, perches, or ladders? Should layout be linear or non-linear? Oh, and here we got a picture. The producer and exterior level designers area, spring 2001, with Stormtrooper sitting down. Oh yeah, there he is. The Team 2 area was somewhat tidier than the sink and conference table area. Note the Scout Trooper hunched over a drawing board between the 4 desks. Photo by Colin Murray. Yeah. The level designers were also beset by artistic issues. Radiant dungeon geometry wasn't flexible. It produced orthogonal geometry that snapped to a rigid grid with sharp, precise edges. Aesthetically, Warcraft was wonky and painterly. Everything was tilted and had soft edges. All of the props and creatures were made using 3D Studio Max software, which produced rounded, exaggerated geometry, so the orthogonal Radiant architecture looked as though we were using art assets from another game. The art team adamantly preferred accurate texture alignment, something Radiant couldn't accommodate. So none of the artists wanted to paint generic textures, and no external candidates had applied for the job. The whole reason we were using Radiant in the first place was because it created mathematically clean geometry. All the FPS studios couldn't be wrong, could they? The programmers were worried 3D Studio Max geometry wasn't clean enough for the game engine because the vertices in 3D Studio Max geometry had floating point errors, value inaccuracies, and we assumed messy coordinates might gum up an engine aimed at lower-end systems. After 6 months of trying to build a world, we still hadn't figured out how to create caves, dungeons, buildings, or cities. In the interest of job security, Brenda and I felt it better to focus on our dungeons rather than to celebrate the anniversary of a company we'd only just joined. Perhaps it would be better if I succinctly explain what 3D level designers actually do. We move things around. That's our job description. We just move things around. We place elements to establish a mood and allow room for traffic and gameplay. We arrange things to make areas interesting and beautiful. We arrange art assets, trees, bones, and other props. Level designers create play spaces like architecture or landscapes. We are a cross-section of disciplines, each with its own rules. We are advocates for lore, gameplay, art direction, and frame rate. And when these goals conflict, we bend the rules to accommodate outliers. The problem with WoW's level design was that it didn't have well-defined rules. Nevertheless, we forged ahead, creating prototype geometry, hoping our placeholder assets would be usable down the road. Spoiler alert, they weren't. Alright, that was kind of fun. I should probably not read any more because, John might not be pleased about that. I'm not playing Apex Legends. Bloody hell, go away. But yeah, I hope that was interesting for you guys. Blackbird, as requested, I have read a bit of John Stat's book, and hopefully you won't be mad at me for reading some of his stuff. But yeah, guys, any of you who are currently watching on YouTube, if you want to hop over onto Twitch, there should be a link in the description, and give me a quick follow on there. I would really appreciate it, because I'm trying to move people over to Twitch eventually, despite most of my platform being originally based on YouTube, obviously. Okay. Oh, Comet Storm. Thank you for liking my tweet, man. That's very nice of you. My tweet trying to get more attention to this stream. I think it's been a pretty fun stream so far, but I see the Twitch audience has gone down to only one person, sadly, and we've got 7 watching on YouTube, so that's definitely more. So I'm all happy about that. But I think it's probably nearly dinner time for me, and oh yeah, well look at the time. We should probably be going to climbing quite soon. Looks like we might not be able to go to climbing because, well, we've not had dinner yet. It's not cooked yet. It's in the process of being cooked, but it's not finished, I don't think. And we still have to eat it and get there, and the place closes in a few hours. It takes about an hour to get there, so might end up that I don't go climbing tonight, but that's fine because I'll just do Scorecraft instead, so no worries there. Yeah, so I might just head off now, but if anyone's in chat and wants to say something, get my attention, then by all means hop in and chat with me. Otherwise, I guess my job here is done, really. It's 1 hour 53 minutes in the stream now. I was only planning to stream about an hour a day, but I suppose it's fine to do a bit more. However, I've said this in a previous stream, it's a lot more tiring to stream with only a few people watching. The more people that watch and the more people that chat in the chat, the easier it is to stream, because otherwise you're effectively just monologuing for, you know, hours at a time, trying to make something interesting to talk about, literally just talking with yourself. And you know how I am, I just generally talk without any breaks. So if I have a drink, which I have made a drink, I had a pot of tea, I've drunk half of a small pot of tea, and mostly because I don't actually stop talking, so I don't really have time to drink. So I'm gonna have a bit of a sip of tea now. But yeah, it seems that the chat's quite quiet now. So in that case, I will get back to where I was questing and be ready to carry on tomorrow. After I've done some photography work, I'm going to go and do some photos of someone's dress rehearsal for their opera performance. So hopefully I can do a good job and get them some nice photographs. But I've never photographed a live rehearsal before in a theatre, so I don't know what the light conditions are going to be like. It's going to be weird. I'm a bit worried about it, but hey, they said they'll pay me, so fingers crossed I don't screw it up. Anyway, I will catch you guys on the stream tomorrow. Those of you who are in chat, please consider going to Discord, joining there, you know, Patreon, all of that kind of thing, and give me a follow on Twitch so that you can get a notification when I go live tomorrow. But thanks for sticking around, everyone. Oh wait, Blackbird quickly, just as I'm just wrapping this up, he says, thanks for the quick read. I understand how that does not merge comfortably with Scorecraft. Remind people they can double dip. If Twitch is lagging, just pause Twitch and listen on YouTube. Yeah, well, especially about the lagging thing, I will turn down the output to 720p for tomorrow's stream, so hopefully that should address that problem a little bit. But also, on Sunday or Saturday, I should have probably met the qualifications to be an affiliate on Twitch. And I think when I get that status, you'll be able to change the quality of the stream manually. Why they restrict that feature to affiliates boggles my mind. I don't know why that might be. But when we do get that feature, I'm sure the viewing experience for you guys will be much improved. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, anyway. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.